guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Jamie, and today guys I'm gonna be doing a video on 7 tips on how to improve mental health. So of course the month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I actually decided to do kind of a series on different topics about mental health as far as what I'm incorporating to improve my mental health. That just includes routines that I've started to do every single morning or just throughout the day. So these last few weeks, I've actually started to do more of focusing on my physical health, and that really had to do with a lot of things that I was eating. So really focusing on eating healthy. If you guys see some of my previous videos, you'll see a lot of things that I've been doing that's been different. It's actually been a change because before this month, I was actually always eating out, ordering DoorDash, ordering Uber Eats. I was always ordering out. So I decided that this month I was going to buckle down and focus on my overall mental health, which had a lot to do with eating healthy and just my physical health in general. So if you guys are interested in this topic, if you guys want to see more, then I'll go ahead and jump right into tip number 1. So tip number 1 is waking up early. So it might sound, a lot of these things are really simple, but it's things that a lot of us don't do. I think we forget that if we don't do small things, that they do snowball into bigger things and they affect us overall. So with waking up early, I'll just say, for example, before this month, I would wake up, I work at 8 to 5 shifts, but I would actually wake up at 7 a.m., even though that really doesn't give me a lot of time to get my kids ready, take them to school, and then make sure I'm logged in because I work from home, make sure that I'm logged in and ready to go at 8 a.m. So I found myself really just cutting it close every single morning. There was no extra time to really slow down. And I think that is where I was building up that stress. Every single morning I was not happy, just, okay, everyone, it was routine, but it was just keep going. It was like, let's do this, make sure do that. If anything happened out of the ordinary that interrupted even just, a few minutes, we were going to be late. So there is a big benefit to just waking up early. So the main benefit is it improves your productivity. If you're waking up early, then you are going to have more time to focus on yourself. There's peace and quiet and just more overall time to just get ready, get prepared for the day. Without the rushing, there's a lot more calmness in yourself, in your body, and then also in your surroundings. So that was a big difference that I noticed after starting to wake up just 30 minutes earlier. I think starting off slow is the best way, because if you're, I see a lot of videos, they're like 5 a.m. morning routines. If you're not used to waking up that early, it's going to be difficult for you to even attempt to do 5 a.m., especially on the, for the long run. You do want to start off slow, gradually build up that time. So I actually, for the month so far, I've been waking up at 6:30. And to be honest, my body at this point, 2 weeks later, my body has grown like an internal clock, which is, I don't even have to set the timer. That's the thing. My body wakes up between 6 and 6:30 now. So automatically I'm looking at the timer like, wow, it's 6, like, oh man, I'm earlier than I'm supposed to be. That's how I feel sometimes. But I mean, the earlier the better, to be honest. You have more time in the day. So definitely start off early. Try 30 minutes at first, just a couple weeks. Try 30 minutes every morning and see how you feel. I think what I felt is that I felt more energized. I felt more prepared for the day, and I just felt overall just put together. I didn't have to rush. I wasn't rushing my kids, giving them a hard time. And I wasn't stressed out like, oh, we're going to be late because something happened. Things happen. So definitely waking up early has increased my productivity each morning. So my second tip is going to be exercising. Now, everything going forward actually goes all the way back to waking up early, which is crazy. When I was writing down, because I actually built a script for this video, so I jotted down, just taking notes. What would waking up early do for me? What are the benefits? So what can I do in that extra amount of time that I wake up? And exercise is one of those benefits that you can include. So that helps your mental and your physical. You're knocking two birds out with one stone. You're getting in that exercise that you don't feel like you want to do at the end of the day. I don't know about you guys, but after I'm off of work, the first thing I want to do is lay down. That's like number one. I need to rest. My mind, even though I work from home, but when you work from home, it's a mental exhaustion. Your body, even though you're not up standing making, whatever, doing groceries, doing retail, doing burgers, whatever the case may be, whatever your job is, standing up, that's probably mental and physical wear down for you. Just being work from home and just sitting at a computer, staring at your screen, it's a lot of mental exhaustion, and it's a lot of stress. A lot of stress affects your body. You feel fatigue, you feel exhausted, your muscles can ache. It affects you physically. So just because you're not physically moving, it does trickle down and affect your whole body, your whole nervous system. So I felt like when I was exercising in the morning, I was getting my energy back. I was getting my energy, building it up in me, and preparing myself for the day. So it was difficult, including in that 30 minutes, because that's really not a lot of time. I usually try to do some cardio 20 minutes at the most if I'm going to do some exercise in the morning, because that extra 30 minutes, like I said, it's not really a lot of time. So I think once you get to that point where you can start increasing that extra hour, that extra 2 hours before your normal wake up time, then it's going to be a lot more time for you to unwind after you do your exercise. And I think that's important too. Once you go into your exercise, then you can start doing some self-care things, hygiene. And I think definitely that's the focus. That's the route that we're trying to all get, where we just have enough time to do, things that really energize us, things that make us feel calm and soothing. And definitely going from exercise to your hygiene, that would be the next goal. Since we're on that topic, number 3, the tip is hygiene. So building a strong hygiene routine, I think that also soothes your mind and prepares you for the day. So even the day and night, I think both are very important. You can't just, lay down after work and just go to sleep. Like, you want to wind down and you want to be calm. Your mind wants to be calm and not bring everything, all the stresses that you had for the day to you to bed. I think that's what I've learned, and I think it has definitely helped me. I can see the difference when I take the time. So let's say in the morning after a workout, I don't have a lot of time if I'm doing a 20-minute workout. And then I decide, I want to go ahead. I want to take my shower, wash my hair. I want to do my skincare for the day. And then for those that do makeup, it's not a lot of time. So definitely haven't had the great benefit of including the ritual, the hygiene ritual of skincare, which is a main one. I think after a workout, I'm just showering, washing my hair, and then, I'm getting ready to go. And that's pretty much it. I don't focus on my skincare, but once I increase the time, then I know that I'll have more time in the morning to focus on, the skincare part. So before, I used to just do moisturizer. Now I'm actually doing the foam cleanser first. Then I go in with the toner. Then I go in with my vitamin C serum. Then I go into the moisturizer. So I've added already 3 additional steps, which before, I wasn't focused on it. And just doing those extra steps, it feels so soothing. Like, I'm taking my time to massage my face. I'm taking my time to just go through each product, making sure it's in there evenly, and just really focusing on mindfulness. I think that's a big key to mental health as well. Just really focusing in the moment. And that's what I'm doing when I'm doing my facial, my hygiene ritual with my skincare. After I've done the moisturizer, I put on SPF 50, so I put on sunscreen. And I feel like, after the process, I just feel brighter. I feel so much brighter, my face, and then also just how I feel lighter as well. My body is light, my face is bright. That's kind of the outcome. So focusing on hygiene is going to be very important, and I think it has definitely helped increase my mood. It's taken me out of that slump that I've been feeling lately, and I just can slowly feel myself, vibrant. I'm more energetic. I mean, all of this is just me personally, how it's affected me. And that's why I'm just giving it back to you guys so that you can try it, because every little thing helps. I think in this world that we live in, it's very difficult, very fast paced, ever changing always. And just keeping to things that will keep you calm and keep you grounded, I think that's the way to go when it comes to trying to improve your mental health. So the fourth tip on improving your mental health is eating healthy. So I know I've been posting a lot of videos that has to do with what I eat in a day, or just simple recipes that I've been trying, especially being on a low carb diet. And I feel that overall focusing on healthy options to help you either lose weight, or if you're trying to gain weight, the healthy way, that's going to overall improve your mental health. So I think that's a big part of what has been affecting my mental health lately. I have gained a lot of weight, after having my last child, my third child. I gained more weight than I've ever weighed in my whole life. So it kind of happened overnight. Like one day I woke up, I was like, oh my gosh, I wasn't taking pictures of myself anymore. I used to take selfies when I was younger. But, lately I felt that, I just wasn't, I don't have a lot of pictures with myself. And I know that has a lot to do with because I've been overweight lately. So I didn't want to feel that way anymore. After, taking some time out to think like, okay, what I'm going to focus on, Mental Health Awareness Month, this is my time. I felt overall it was affecting me, how I didn't have the energy. I didn't have that motivation in myself to say, okay, you're going to go work out. I think it had a lot to do with, I wasn't eating right. So eating certain foods, of course, is going to get you in that slump where you're like, oh man, I just want to lay down. I want to go to sleep. I want to curl up in the bed, just watching TV. I want to munch. And that's what I've stopped. And I think that definitely has helped a lot in my overall how I'm feeling each day. In the morning, I usually fast. I've been fasting for the whole month so far. I don't eat after 7 p.m. and then I eat my first meal after 11 a.m. the next day. And I can tell, I've had so much more energy. And just so you guys know, I'm not a nutritionist or anything like that. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not any of those certified, professions, but I can say, for myself, I'm speaking everything in this video. It's from my experience. It's nothing that I'm just, I looked and found some words online. No, it's from my experience this last month. And just in the past too, I've tried, this isn't my first time trying to lose weight. This isn't my first time trying to improve, my physical, mental health. But this is my first time, documenting the journey and just overall, trying to share it with others. So I have noticed once I eat my first meal, I kind of call it, breakfast, but it's really like a brunch. It's like breakfast and lunch, because I don't eat a lunch like right after. I don't eat a lunch for a few hours. So my breakfast usually includes like eggs, cheese, and then of course, I try to include some vegetables and maybe some fruit if I want something sweet with it. Getting the energy is important. We have to have something that's going to hold us over, because if not, then we're snacking and then we're back, where we started or where we don't want to be, which is being overweight, being unhealthy, and just not feeling very good about yourself. So definitely eating healthy is going to be a big tip that I would recommend for those that are trying to improve their mental health to focus on. So it's just something, it's not going to happen overnight where you're just like, okay, I'm keto. It's hard. It's definitely hard, and it is a mindset. You have to really put your mind to it, because I will say that, my daughter, I have tried to get her on keto. My son, I've tried to get him on a low carb, not just keto for him because he's 11. So I have tried to get him to eat low carbs, but it's hard, especially if you're not used to it. You're eating chips, snacking, Reese's, all of these things that I really do like. I'm not going to say that I don't like any of those anymore, because I do. Sometimes I might crave it. But being on keto, guys, there's so many options out there that I'm finding that I'm going to share with you guys, because I go, I'm researching online. I'm like, okay, I got a sweet tooth for this banana pudding. How can I make it work for me? And I find recipes and I do try them and I do like them. It's not like I get them, I'm like, oh man, I can't do this no more. No, they're actually pretty good. So I'm going to share them with you guys. And that's kind of what I've been doing is I've been sharing it with you guys. And that's kind of the plan. That's my journey. And I'm just going to share it with you guys because you never know who needs that suggestion or that recipe, to get them through another day of being on a low carb or keto diet. Tip number 5, guys, is walking outdoors. Something that simple that we all take for granted. Working from home, I found myself never going outside. Just go outside to go pick up my kids, come back. And then a lot of the times too, I wasn't even going grocery shopping. I was just ordering it online, which I still do. I don't like to go in the store because if I go in the store, I'm spending way more than I wanted to. I'm just grabbing stuff that I shouldn't be grabbing. So I think that the work from home, everything with COVID has really kind of changed our mindset, and we just have to adjust with it. We have to change our behaviors. We have to make ourselves go outside. So just by going outside and getting that sunlight, feeling that breeze, hopefully you guys are in an area that you can enjoy, a nice weather outside, because I used to live in Texas, and let me tell you, I live in California now. Let me just say that. So being in California the last few years and then going to Texas, which I did last year because I was going to a graduation, but going to Texas and seeing the difference, y'all, I was like, I'm never coming back to Texas. That's how bad it was. It was so humid. It was hot and humid because, of course, graduations are in the summertime, May, June. And y'all, I can't do it. California, if you guys haven't been to California, guys, the weather great. The weather is great. Even right now, it's like 71 degrees. We're like, what, mid-May, and the weather is like in the 70s. 70, not even 75 yet. It's still kind of cool out. Like, you got to put on a jacket to go outside. I'm not trying to brag, but definitely, even though it's high out here, it's definitely improved my mental health just by having this kind of weather that I can take advantage of and go outside. I can go outside, walk. I have a park that's kind of close. I've really never realized it until this month when I decided I'm going to start going outside more. And that's kind of crazy because it's definitely walking distance, but I never even took my kids. Like, there's a playground there. There's a nice body of water, if you want to go down there, see ducks, even people out there fishing. So maybe I'll go fishing. But that's the thing, guys. We don't really realize those small things that can really change and uplift us. And I think that is what we should be focusing on. If we're planning on improving our mental health, if you are just like I am, then definitely something that simple, which also helps with mindfulness, knowing, being present in the moment. That's what mindfulness is. It's just really taking in the now, where you are, what's around you. Let me go ahead and jump into number 6, guys. Number 6 would be cleaning. So some of you guys are probably already neat freaks. Not even neat freaks, just clean. You guys are used to the routine. You have to clean. I will say that mental health has affected I'm putting it on mental health, but it has affected, me wanting to clean or me just motivated to clean. And now that I have said, I've written it down. I said what my goals were going to be for the month, that cleaning was one of them, cleaning more, being more organized, just kind of tidying things up, getting rid of clutter. All of this has improved my mental health. So as you can see, I do have like a little cubicle organizer I just bought, and I just put it together last night. I was going to do a video, but I was like, I'm just going to get this thing out the way, because I think I built 2 other things. I had to build a bed for my daughter. She just got back from college, so she needed like a little bed set up. And then I also had to build me a new TV stand because my other one, it was just time to go. So I've been building stuff, so I was like, I'm done. But overall, cleaning, just keeping stuff organized. I bought it so that I can store things more neatly and so that I can feel better about decluttering. So I want to make sure that when I look around, I feel content and happy. So when you do clean, you just feel more at peace, that there's nothing laying around, there's nothing for you to pick up. Less anxiety. I think when you see the clutter, you see so much stuff, it kind of makes you feel like, I gotta do something else. There's dishes in the sink. There's dishes in the sink, been in there for days. So, that's all the feelings I've had. And I say, once I get them out the way, that feeling of achievement, knocking them out, you feel so much better. So definitely that's something that simple that probably a lot of you guys don't have an issue with, but I have had the issue, so I'm sharing it for those that might. But just getting it out the way, making that a goal, making it a goal and a priority, so that you can focus on you, focus on other things that make you happy. I think that's, that's a small tip to help improve mental health. Number 7, which is my last tip for the video. So if you guys have made it this far, I really appreciate you guys, and just want to say, if you haven't already, please subscribe. I would like to continue to grow. Also, comment. I think that's my number one thing that I want to see more of in this video growth and, my journey. So my number 7 tip, guys, is taking time to spend with family and friends. This one is kind of touchy for me and probably for some people, because I am a true introvert at heart, especially these days. The older I get, I think the more I feel more content with just being out the way, not having anyone call me. I don't talk on the phone. I think it comes with age, but I'm not sure. Maybe I've been like this all my life and I just haven't really noticed. But definitely taking time out to really spend time with those around you. For me, spending time with my family, strengthening our relationships, strengthening bonds and relationships, that's important. That you want to make sure to find that group, even if it's not family, friends. I think finding time for someone outside of just yourself. So I'll give an example. So I'll just say, if I had no one else, that I could confide in, no friend, I would find, definitely reach out, either a therapist or even a psychiatrist if needed. I think finding someone or a group of individuals to have a connection with is going to be very helpful, just to be able to know that someone is there to listen to you, that you can look forward to the conversation. Because when you're at home, you're by yourself, you have those intrusive thoughts. And I think most importantly, if we do have those thoughts, we want an outlet for them. And then also, even if we don't want an outlet, we want something maybe to take our minds off certain things. So guys, if you guys have made it this far, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that some of the tips does help some individuals that are interested in knowing or wanting to know, what path to take next. What can they do? Whether it's one of these things, all 7 of these things, definitely any little bit is gonna go a long way, I feel. I feel like every single tip that I went through, just doing one of them helps tremendously. So I hope this helps someone. If you guys haven't already, please like and subscribe. Comment below if you guys want to see more videos like this. And hope you guys have a great, fantastic day. Thank you guys for watching.